Yes, hello and welcome to the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast, the only podcast running 28, 13 and 1. It's a special week. We've got two out on IR, Stu, that still they've really struggling to get over their injuries, but we've got a special guest joining us. She's our resident Bengals reporter, Miss Tiff Krylov. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. It was good until you reminded me that I'm a Bengals supporter, and then wait a second, I'm just straight back into depression. But I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we are good. Obviously, we've got two out on IR. They can't seem to get over their little niggles, but you're right. It has been a tough week for probably both of us, really. The Packers, I hate losing, and it's a real kick in the tweeds. But at least my season is still alive. How are you tracking at the moment?
Look, I was pretty bad, and I was discussing with you just before. I think it's so funny that I've been pulled off from the seconds to come in and help out this week because I've cracked the absolute sads with the Bengals being eliminated, and I was like, nah, I'm done with this week of football. I don't want to talk about it at all. And then as soon as you message me, it's a testament to how much I love the show. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about everything. No, I'm okay. I was made a lot better by the Chiefs also being eliminated. I just really just became petty, which is, when you suck, all you have is pettiness, and I'm just going to ride with that.
And we run with pettiness. We love pettiness. You mentioned that it was a rough week for you guys. I actually had a lot of money on the line for you guys, and Joey B and Jamar Chase didn't let me down, but the rest of you guys, I can't believe there was a shutout in your game.
Oh, I can. 100%. Like, if it's very typical of an AFC North divisional game. We have that great win on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, it's not going to happen twice in a row. Do I expect a shutout? Probably not. But at the same time, nothing shocks me anymore with the Bengals. So, hey, if you're going to go out really well. And yeah, just make everyone really, really sad.
Speaking of sad, this whole week, really, it was a week of massive injuries. And you mentioned the Chiefs already. And is it more, and like I said, my Packers, Micah Parsons going out is really going to hurt us. In your eyes, is it just heading into the playoffs? Is it survival of the fittest of like who's going to get there?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess it's just these also cold weather games, people just breaking. Like I made the joke that if I was the Steelers and the Dolphins, I would have just forfeited. Like the week 15 is cursed. It's the cold bug has got everyone, and so look, it's going to be who can adjust more to losing those players. I mean, I guess we'll wait and see. I was looking at the remaining schedule and looking literally at the weather. I think that's going to play a big part of it as well. But look, we'll see. I think not having Watson be as bad as what they initially thought for you guys is huge. Obviously, I mean, as much as I'll joke and make fun of the Chiefs, what happened to Mahomes is awful, and I don't wish to see that on anyone, and that's really, really, really rough. But I think there's going to be a lot more of, hopefully not ACLs and those big injuries, but I think there's going to be a lot more of injuries in the next couple of weeks. So it'd be really interesting to watch what a couple of these teams who are sitting pretty are going to do, because, yeah, I mean, you start losing those big guys all of a sudden, what should be yours could be gone. And yeah, but I don't know. I think if your season is derailed by one injury or a couple of injuries, I think that your team needs to be more complete than that. So it's going to be a big test for a lot of teams and see how they adjust.
We will get on to the Packers, but you mentioned the Chiefs, and like you said, we don't wish that upon anyone, but we do wish teams lose, such as the Chiefs, and it's the first time since 1998 that the playoffs won't have either a Mahomes, Brady, or Manning, which is incredible to think about it. The more you think about it, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, look, like I said, I didn't want the Chiefs to get in out of pure spite and pettiness, and I like to see something new. And purely because I'm a firm believer, I don't just give Chiefs crap for the sake of giving them crap. I mean, I do, but I also don't. They were not a great team last season, and they got away with it, and that really bugged me. I was like, no, this is not right. And they were just exposed this year. That's as simple as that. The things that they got away with last season, they didn't get away with this year. Just the deal with the devil ran out. So that makes me happy to see the Chiefs out, and not seeing your big names. I want like the next gen. I want these new people. Even like, Lamar Jackson's probably not going to be there, or good chance he won't be. I like it. I want to see new people. I want to see your Drake Mays in those situations because they can be fantastic for this whole season. But I need to see them, under the big lights in those games to know, okay, is this going to be a successful team going forward, or are they just going to do well regular season then drop out? And I think this is our opportunity. We've got a lot more spots. Caleb Williams is going to get a look. Drake May is going to get a look. All these guys that have just sort of been there, it's their chance. And let's see what what they can bring to the table.
You mentioned the new guys coming through, and they seem to be on the teams that are, relatively healthy. I know the Bears are pretty healthy. The Patriots are pretty healthy. The Lions are not so healthy, but Denver Broncos, they're pretty healthy. All these young blokes coming through. But Drake May, you say you want to see him in the big lights. I don't know how much of the game you actually saw, but 21 points up against the Bills, and to be 5, obviously it's not him, it's his defense, but 5 touchdown plays in a row for the Bills. Do you feel like he kind of faltered in his first real test, or is it just the fact you're playing Josh Allen? It's always not always going to happen, but it's a fair chance of happening.
Yeah, I've been bringing a couple of Patriots fans back down to earth. I'm like, this is really exciting for you guys. Look, don't get me wrong. Be excited. And if you can make a deep run, that's sick. But this is still early for the Pats. And I think that was just it. I knew this is the 1 week I went in where I'm like, I can pick a lot of these game results. And I'm like, there's no way. Even when I saw the score, I'm like, the Bills have got this. They've got the maturity. They've got Josh Allen, who's cool, calm, and collected. Their team as a whole can just handle those situations a bit more. The Patriots, this is just all should be learning. If they can get through one playoff game with a win, that's huge. And if you lose after that, that is a huge win for that team, and they'll come back next season scarier than ever. So I don't think it was them. It was showing what should just be known. They're still finding their feet, finding their footing. But I think next season, you'll watch out for that team. I reckon they'll be ready to go. They do the right things and work on the little things they need to. I mean, what's his face? Henderson? Holy, he gets going whoa. Once that offense is designed a little bit more around him, or with the 2-punch if they keep Stevenson, it's good. So, no, I'm still a firm look. I still think the Patriots will win that division. But this is the Bills' season in the AFC to lose. You've lost Mahomes. Yeah. Bengals are blip. Ravens are blip. If the Bills cannot get this done now, and I don't like to be that dramatic person of it's now or never. The Bills can't get it done when it's laid out for them like this. They're not getting it done. Not with Josh Allen. And that's really I want them. I want them to get it done. I would love to see it. But they make me worried. So we'll see.
Charlie's definitely feeling the same thing. I get regular text messages about how he's feeling. It's very a roller coaster at the moment. You make a great point, I think, about the Patriots, though. The start of the season, if you had said to any Patriots fan, you're going to win a playoff game, they would have been stoked. But being, 11-2 or whatever they were, I reckon there's a lot more expectation now than there would have been and realistically should have been. I think you make a good point to say, do you know what? If you get through even week 2 of the playoffs, that's enormous for where you're at. But I just feel like at the moment they're going to be like, nah, we want more. We're seeing it this season.
Look how many bloody Super Bowls they already have. Look how many Lombardi trophies. 100%. They're greedy. Guys, okay, you were bad for 4 years. Just give it time. Be happy. You got a good coach. You got a good young quarterback. You've got all these rookies standing up. You got Stephon Diggs. He's got his head on for the moment. Be happy. Don't get greedy. If it happens, hell yeah. But I don't want to see Patriots fans starting losing their mind because the season doesn't end in a Super Bowl ring. Take it as a win. You've done well. Your team, just give them a bit more time.
I think we've got to get you back on at the end of the season when we do How Did Everyone Go? And 100%. There'll be a few.
And the Patriots have won the Super Bowl, and I'm putting mouth completely
That's
like,
great if they
well.
could. But you can keep it into perspective. At the start of the season, if they had a 1-1, they would have been stoked. So,
Exactly.
speaking of my Packers, the boys don't like it when I bring up my Packers, but I feel like we're going to have a good chat with you about it.
Yeah, of course.
Are we doomed now that Parsons gone down? We lost Tucker Kraft earlier in the season. You know, he was top 5 tight end at the time. We've lost him. We've lost 2 or 3 of our offensive line, a couple on our defensive line now. Are we just the footy gods don't want us to win?
The same thing. Once the Packers drew with the Cowboys, that was your draw, yeah? That was way back when. I lost a bit of hope. I was like, ugh. And the same sort of thing. I think you guys, if you can make any sort of deep run, I think it's good. The fact that you've done so well, Parsons, like straight away, it's sick. That's been so much fun to watch. Same thing. You're young. I think you need another season. You need an off season with Golden becomes your wide receiver 1. If you come back, he's good to have there. Look, don't get me wrong, but he's too injury prone. You've got all these guys who are good, but they have random days of stepping out. Kraft comes back. Golden's your wide receiver 1. Parsons has got his knee back together. And you just keep on working on. I think same thing. Next year's your season to really nail it. If you can make a thing now with what you have, testament to you. But as soon as I saw them in that Cowboys game, I'm like, they're not ready. Even once you sorted stuff out and had some like really good wins, I don't think it's enough. I think it's too unpredictable. I think they need a little bit longer. But look at your remaining schedule. I mean, was it Bears, Ravens, and Vikings? I mean, out of those games, like which ones do you think you guys are going to win?
Well, I was about to ask you about the Bears because I feel like they're in a very similar situation to us. If you're going by your little, algorithm, it's probably the Lions out of our division that should be up there ready to go. But they're 2 games behind with 3 games to go, so they're in a real tough spot, I think. I still like us over the Bears this week, even though I think we just have that little bit of an edge over them at the moment. Yeah. Ravens.
Where is it? Which your Bears game?
At Soldier Field this week.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a Saturday game for us, which I like. A couple of Saturday games.
Hey, nice. And you got Ravens and they're.
Yeah, well, up and down. They could come out and but it's in Green Bay, which I think obviously helps us. And then the Vikings are the same. They're still JJ McCarthy's still learning. We've got still a good enough Rashawn Gary, all those kind of guys in the defense to put enough pressure on him that I think we've got that game covered. So I still think we'll win the division, but how do you see with the Bears? Because I feel like they're in a very similar situation as us.
I agree with you. I think you'll take it. The Bears, when they're ticking along, it's beautiful. But I think you stop Swift, stop that run game for the Bears, they fall apart a little bit. That offense is cool and it's got like really cool moments, and like that crossbody throw to yesterday was like ridiculous. But I think things can go wrong for the Bears a little bit too much. In the face of adversity, I think you guys will hold it together more than they will. And it's the same what happened with the Lions. I said now, to beat the Lions, you stop Jahmyr Gibbs. He doesn't work and they can't get things running, or you stop that 1-2 punch, they're gone. I think once people go, all right, well, cool, we've got to take the run game off the Bears. Then all of a sudden it doesn't get as easy for them. They start being a little bit sloppy. That Bears defense is nice though. I picked them up this week in fantasy and I was very, very happy with that. I still lost though. But I think the Bears offenses will be what lets them down. I think if they get hindered, Ben Johnson might get a little bit too, all right, let's see what we can do. And I don't think Caleb Williams is ready to carry that sort of level of, all right, let's do some crazy ass stuff the same way Jared Goff was for him. So I think you got it. I'm on your side.
It is exciting times for the Bears fans, though. They haven't had this kind of excitement, I guess, around their team for a good 10 years, I would have thought. But I agree. I reckon they're still just that little bit off. I think Roma Dunze's struggling as well. They haven't really designated him to come back yet as well, which kind of hurts them. So, I like the optimism, though. I do think we can get not necessarily the number one seed. I reckon the Rams are probably going to get that tied up. But if we win our division, we'll be second, and you can go a long way when you finish second, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when we've got
can you beat the Rams though? I mean, that's the question.
Yeah, that is wow. Well, speaking of the injuries, Adams has pulled a hammy,
Yeah,
and Puka Nakua went down and didn't look great. They said it was cramp,
yeah,
I
crams.
think, but it was very big cramps. He was down, and
Yeah,
the way he fell down, it looked a lot worse than what they've said it is anyway.
yeah. No, I have him in my fantasy as well. So as soon as he went down, I was like, "Are you kidding me? That's my one
He had
hope. Come on, guys."
167 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm sure you'll be all right.
I was going up against Amon Ra. Okay, I needed all the help I could goddamn get. No, I think he should still be okay. He's one of those. I think he'll get it. Losing Adams, I think, is going to be really hard for them. Corum stepping up at a really good time.
Oh,
I think
he's been huge
that's
this year.
exciting. Yeah, and this whole like tight end offense, I think that's just the key. You got these tight ends and get them all in there. Teams don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it. And was it Parkinson's just? Phew. So I think even with Adams out, they will be fine. There is a very good chance that the team playing in Australia for the first time is going to be reigning Super Bowl champions, and that is huge. I mean, the NFL, Australia, New Zealand must be sitting there going like, how lucky are we? Like, what is this going to be? Because it will be interesting watching the Rams next week. The Seahawks.
Yeah.
If they can win that, I'm all in on the Rams. I'm like, all right, that's their one extra little hurdle to get through. And if they can do it, I don't think anyone is going to beat them, at least not in the NFC, but we'll see.
If they get healthier, they're pretty healthy already, but if they get healthier heading into the playoffs, they are going to be very, very hard to get. The NFC South, it's living up to the name. The whole preseason, we were calling them a dumpster fire. They surprised us for a fair portion, and they were coming up and about. But now it's just living up to its name now, where no one wants to win the division. The Saints are coming out and causing upsets left, right, and centre.
The Saints are so annoying. So annoying,
Panthers
guys. Come on, guys.
The Bucks don't want to. Who are you picking to actually going to take this division out?
I had so much fun watching that Bucks game because I really like the Buccaneers. Like, I really do. Like, watching Baker and like that wide receiver trio, so great. Like, when they're all together, this is the best. And I was loving when Baker was like pulling all those comeback wins, and it's so much fun. But you can't not love the Panthers. And I'm like, oh my God, now I want the Panthers to win. But I don't know what's happening with the scheduling this season and what they've done with all of these divisional games being all like one break, then the next game. I'm hating it because it's so frustrating. So what have they got? Bucks have got Panthers, Dolphins, and Panthers. If the Bucks drop one against the Panthers, they're not going to drop two. Simple as that. And they'll beat the Dolphins because we saw Dolphins today. Like, ugh. So the Bucks are still going to come out, but once again, Panthers, like, wow. Look, if you had told me that they would be in the hunt, were they in the wild card spot now, or are they just in the hunt? Where are they?
Nah, they're just out of it.
They're on the bubble. Oh, on the bubble. If you had told me that, I wouldn't believe it.
This is another team that if at the start of the season you said, Panthers, you're contending at week 16, they'd be stoked.
Yeah. So, no, I think the Bucks will still get it done. Having that trio back, I think is all you need. Like, what do you get a pick? I mean, I know they've got Tet McMillan at Panthers and they've got all these guys coming up, but you got Evans and Godwin and you've got
And he looked good
Emeka
in his comeback game too, Evans. Like, he went for 114 or something like that, like straight out of a broken collarbone, straight back on the field, and looked amazing.
What a man. No, I think I don't think they'll make a big run. Initially at the beginning of the season, I'm like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, these guys, they can't lose. I don't think the run will be too deep, but I think they're going to win the NFC South. How crazy. I used to hate the NFC South and AFC South because they were so boring. And now they're arguing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So much fun. Well,
the Jags on the other side, the Colts have having a 40-year-old quarterback's never going to go too well for you unless it's Tom Brady.
No, Colts have been
10-4.
No. The Jags are the most unpredictable team in football for me. They have been always. And someone said to me the other day, is it bad that I just cannot understand the Jags? And I'm like, no, That is legitimately, that should be the Jags motto. It's like, you'll never understand what the hell we're doing. No one knows. They don't even know. They win. I think they're shocked. They're like, how do we do this? How did Trevor Lawrence get 5 touchdowns? No idea. Can we repeat
5
it?
and
No.
rushed for 1.
Jeez. Imagine. Oh, no. But yeah, look, I knew Colts were not frauds, but I'm like, nah, it's not going to last. No way. I didn't think Danny Dimes would go out with an Achilles injury. Like, that's rough. And this whole Philip Rivers, yeah, what's going to happen there? Texans, that defense is really impressive, but it's boring. I think I got salty when I went to go see the Seahawks Texans and they decided that one game to like not play. I'm like, come on, where's this number one defense I've heard so much about? And they just disappeared. So no, I think the Jags, I don't know. I want to see them do some stuff. But knowing the Jags, they'll just bleh. Who have they got left? Jags have got Broncos, Colts, and Titans. Oh no, they're gonna win 2 out of those ones, so maybe 3.
So that'll be what? 12 and 5, something like that. That's
something like that.
Again, if you had said that at the start of the season, Danny was very big on him. He's got him at 13 and 4, so he's got him winning out. If they win out, that's huge for Danny. But
Beat the Broncos, hey? All right, let's go.
Yeah, they're beatable. I think they're definitely beatable. I know we say you can't put it all on one person, but I think Parsons didn't go out. We keep the pressure on Bo Nix in the second half. Their defense is elite, and they adjusted so well in our game. Like we were all over them in the first half. Such a good third down defense, though. Like it was very bend, don't break, only giving up field goals, which I think they'll go a long way if they can keep doing that. I think they did have I couldn't tell you who it was, a pretty key injury on defense, though, which is going to hurt them going forward. Again, an injury. But they are very impressive. But I don't. The Jags have got just as good a defense at the moment, and I think they can top them this week. Would you call it an upset?
Yeah, I think so. I've been a believer. I think when we had the first podcast, I was talking about how I'm a believer for a while, and I've been big on the Broncos. They scare me when they just have that random game where the offense is like, nah, we're not playing today. But I think more often than not, they're a better team. They're a better team than the Jags as a whole, and they've got a better coach. So if the Jags can pull that off, you got to take them really seriously. That would be an upset. But I think the Broncos are where they are for a reason, and to see if they can, under the big lights, can they do it? This win streak's got to end sometimes. They're on a win streak, aren't they? Ooh.
Is it 11? No.
Yeah, 12, 11?
11.
Oh.
Peyton is a big deal, big part of that, though. I agree. Very well coached, that team. Throwing you under the bus here quickly, I don't know how much you probably didn't look at it. It was purely because you were mentioning the Colts and Jonathan Taylor. Do you have an MVP candidate?
No, I don't. I had my moment last year where I'm like, a non-quarterback will win MVP, and they didn't. So I kind of gave up on the award because I think it's a bit of a farce. But I was loving the Drake May like vibes. I'm like, oh come on, that'd be so amazing. But after that loss, I'm like, oh, it's not going to happen. I don't know. What do you think? Where are you at?
Well, it's kind of been Mahomes and Allen as well have kind of been 1 and 2 this whole season. Mahomes is obviously out. He's not going to take it home if your team doesn't make the playoffs and you're missing a good portion of it. They're out. Unfortunately, I think they're going to give it to Allen, even though I reckon it's been a bit of an up and down season for him as well. But I agree. I'd love it if it was a Drake May or Bo Nix. Like, why couldn't he be up there? Like, an 11-game win streak is huge.
Yeah, I would. I just want. I get bored of the same thing. I want it to be someone new. Well, I'd like it for it to be Taylor. Like that'd be cool. But do I think they'll do it? No. If the Broncos,
if the Broncos season.
Yeah.
If it was going to be a running back, Derrick Henry last year was enormous.
Was the time,
Or Barkley, like he was obviously enormous and he didn't get it. So, yeah.
I had money on
Josh
Barkley, so I'm still upset, man. I'm like, surely, come on, guys.
Don't mention the war. All right, you've been enormous coming on and helping us out. But I want, before you go, put your heart on the line or your head on the line, and I want a contender and a pretender from each side. So who's going to win the NFC and AFC? And which two teams are going into it that are just kind of making up the numbers?
Rams have got the NFC. AFC. I'm gonna stick to the Broncos. And it's so boring. They're Boring, Tiffany. No, that's where I think it's at. I think they've got it done. The only people I reckon that will challenge it will be the Bills challenging the Broncos, and that's just me hoping for the best. That's the story, the fairy tale ending that I want. But I changed my mind though. If the Seahawks beat the Rams next week, my opinion will change, and I'll be all behind the Hawks.
I think
If
Smith and
Sam
Jigba
Darnold
is
can
a
do it.
big part of that as well. Like, he's been enormous this year, and he's probably one that's a little bit out the box, where a wide receiver winning in the MVP is going to be outrageous. But if he can break Megatron's record, like, that'd be enormous.
Yep. And if, what is it? Sam Darnold's kryptonite is bloody big games and the LA Rams. If he could get in his brain that he can beat the Rams, he's ready for the playoffs. Okay, we won't have the Sam Darnold of the Vikings, and we'll see some cool stuff, because I saw that defense in person, and wow. And yeah, JSN, ridiculous. And I love the Cooper Cup dynamic. Cooper Cup's okay. He's not injured yet. I'm losing track of all these injuries now. He's cool.
He's still good.
Okay, watch next week. Cooper Cup's injured.
Yeah, oh, God,
put it out there in the world. Seahawks fan, I'm so sorry. No, if the Seahawks win that game, I will change my tune on the Rams. But if the Rams get that done, I'm going Rams the whole way.
You mentioned NFL Australia. They'll be stoked if we had the Rams and the Seahawks, obviously both having affiliations to Australia now. They would be absolutely stoked. All right, what about, just to finish off, pretenders? Out of the teams that are looking likely to make the playoffs, who do you think's there just kind of making up the numbers? And don't say the NFC South.
Steelers, get out of there. What are you doing in here? Steelers, obviously Bucks, Eagles, go away. Honestly, sort your shit out. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Sort yourself.
No, swear away. Swear away.
Okay. Why are you telling me this at the end of the episode? I could have added so much more emphasis to this. No, the Eagles, guys, it's not your season. Okay, you're not doing it. The Bears, look, I want you there, but you're not gonna get to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of teams in here that are just fluffing around. I don't think we'll be shocked. I love that they're there, and I think it's going to make it. There'll be a couple of upsets, but I think when it comes to the big game, it'll be the teams that were like, oh yeah, all right, like they deserve to be there. So my frauds, I'm just going to say the Steelers, because I want them gone. I really want them to have a losing record. Please. Is it still possible? I think it is. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
8-6. They can have it. Yeah, they can. They need to lose out from here, but they can.
Ooh, maybe. Well, a girl can hope. Once again, I'm living on pettiness, guys. It's the only thing keeping me going. But no, I'm interested to see. I think the big guys are going to stand up in the moments that count. And I don't think we'll all be shocked, but we'll see.
Speaking of standing up in moments in the count, you've been enormous, and I can't thank you enough for joining us. And like I said, we'll have to get you on in the studio properly heading into the playoffs, because unfortunately your Bengals won't be there, but our three teams will be there, and it'll be good to have someone to separate us.
Someone's got the clear head. The clear head who can go in there with no bias. No, if you need to call me off the seconds, like I said, even when I was week 15 has been a miserable week for me, but I can, once after this week's done, I'll be able to see clearly. I'll be in analyst mode with nothing to go off other than gut instinct. But yeah, whenever you guys want me, I'm always here to step up, get the guys off IR, and I'll come back whenever you need me.
Legend. Appreciate your work.
Thank you.